Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown here to review Detention. Wait, I thought I reviewed this movie. Well, I did. In 2012, I reviewed this movie. And why not review it again? Mainly because, well, hey, it's been a few years. It's 2017. And this film came out in 2012. So a lot has happened, to be quite honest. And when I first saw this, I think I gave it a D, I think, but... or D-, meaning, what is this? But I just want to say one thing. I should just rewatch it with fresh eyes, mainly because, who knows, there might be something in this movie that would make sense in this generation. At least, I think so. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown.
So the movie basically starts with, they show, well, basically, they show a bitch. Basically.
I'm Taylor Fisher, and I'm a bitch. Beauty, intelligence, talent, charisma, hoobastank. What? They're good.
And this girl is just talking about, literally this movie pays references to, I have a list of movies that list of inspirations that this movie was inspired by. At least I hope. And not stealing ideas. Which is, how can you steal any ideas from this movie, to be honest? How can you steal any ideas from these movies? I mean, you can use them and make it your own way. There's no stealing, at least I don't think there is. But anyways, this is a combination of The Breakfast Club, The Fly, The 16 Candles, Scream, Back to the Future, Prom Night, Saw. Yeah. So imagine all those movies put in one. You get this movie. This fucking movie. You get this one. This movie, Detention. Now, basically, this is killer named Cinderella.
Biggest fan. Rar, red. Bitch going to kill you.
Hey. Hey. Stalkers are so 2011. Get out of my room, you pedophile!
On killing high school students, obviously, kind of like Scream. And obviously pays reference to also Scott Pilgrim, obviously, because there is like a part where one of the main chicks, the blonde one, which is right here, and I don't want to spoil too much of it, but all I have to say is there are two versions of this chick in this movie. At first you might be like, how did that become her if she is this? It's confusing. They use time travel in this movie. I love it. And you guys know how I feel about time travel. If you fuck up one little thing, that's it. Time travel is fucked up. That's it. And I will criticize you to the end of time. And it doesn't matter if it's a good movie or not. Even Doctor Strange, I criticized it because of the time traveling thing. When he was moving the apple like this, I was like, no, what are you doing? Even that can fuck up a little bit of the timeline, and they mentioned that in Doctor Strange, and I was just like, thank you! Someone put it to sense into this guy. So if you haven't watched that movie, watch it. It's actually pretty entertaining. Not the best Marvel movie, but better than everyone was expected, to be honest. So, moving on. The characters in this movie are actually pretty entertaining, in my opinion. They're not the best characters, because this movie, literally... this movie is ape shit. It's balls to the wall. You probably won't feel any emotion for these characters. Except for maybe one. And that is this chick right here. Obviously. To me, I felt for her. I did. I felt for her. Mainly because high school is a bitch. And
Life sucks.
And I didn't like high school everyone probably enjoyed high school. Me, I just didn't enjoy high school. I hated it. It was just shit. So, that's why I was just like, everything that was happening to her in this movie, I was just like, damn. Like, I was just closing my eyes because all I know is that has happened to me. Not a lot of things, but that has happened to me. And, again, these characters are kind of memorable in a way. The thing is, you don't know these characters' names, but yet you remember them. And that's kind of, I don't know if that's genius or fucking stupid. But, literally, obviously it's time travel. This movie's time travel. And, obviously this is alright, the bitch gets killed and everyone... Oh my god, one of our, you know, high school students died, and the chick right here is getting attacked by Cinderella, and no one doesn't believe her, and she tries to kill herself also, and basically life is telling her that she sucks. And even when she tries to kill herself, life tells you you can't even kill yourself because you suck that bad. And that's funny because through the whole movie, everyone kind of criticized her, saying like, oh yeah, you're not hot at all. Like, there's no way someone would kill you because you're hot. To be honest, she's actually really attractive. And I can see a lot of serial killers kill her. I can see Michael Myers kill her. I can especially see Freddy Krueger kill her. I can see Leatherface just drag her from the freaking ground and grab that chainsaw and shove her down her freaking throat or freaking chest. I can see that. This is a chick right here. This scream queen. I'm sorry. She is a scream queen. She screams very typically well as a scream queen. She should be in the Scream Queen show. I don't know if that's still going around. But if not, she should be in it mainly because she's actually a really good screamer. And they do mention scream queens in this movie. I mean, not the show, just the scream queens from horror movies, obviously. And she is one of them, in my opinion, mainly because how could you not put her in there? She knows she's a scream queen. You know, for crying out loud, they mention it. So, I mean, they don't mention that she is, but they mention scream queen. So, she has to be a scream queen. I mean, if she's not, what's the point of this picture? What's the point of her freaking screaming? But that's just me. I mean, she screams a lot in the movie. But at the end of the day, this movie is actually fun. Dane Cook is in it. Most people don't like Dane Cook. That's fine. You don't think he's funny. That's fine. I think he's funny. I like his sense of humor, but what do I know, right? Maybe if I think he's funny, maybe other people don't think I'm funny. Which is kind of sad, because you judge me just because I like a comedic person that's probably not that funny. I mean, everyone liked Mike Myers, and he's not really that funny. I swear, I think the devil's going to call me soon and say, what the fuck are you talking about? Nope, not yet. Nope. I'm just making sure. Nope, not yet. But any day now. Well, he's probably drinking or something, jacking off. But anyways, at the end of the day, should you watch this movie? The thing is, I don't want to spoil it too much because this movie is actually really entertaining in my opinion. There are some aspects in this movie that was just alright, some of these main characters are weird. You have a time traveler, you have a person that switched their bodies from time travel and they're the same person and they gave birth to the same person. How do you give birth to yourself? How's that even possible? How is that? It's a Futurama thing. It has to be. It's a Futurama thing. It just has to be. It just makes sense. It just has to be. If you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about Futurama, Fry eventually fucks his grandmother. So he's the grandfather of his grandfather. No shit. Fry, you're your own grandfather. God. Oh my god. That was funny though. But in this movie, it's kind of like... But either way, you kind of enjoy the characters, to be honest. They're not terrible. They're not gonna... You're not gonna hate them for the movie. Except for probably one character. And that one character is mainly because he just wants to kill people. Mainly because he's a virgin. That's a new take, to be honest. That is a new take on the horror classic genre. Hey, I'm going to kill you because I'm a virgin. Because all horror movies always show that. Even the killer is actually not a virgin. And kills everyone that is not a virgin. Why do you think the horror killer dies? I mean, if the horror killer was a virgin, the horror killer would never die. I mean, look at Michael Myers. He's probably a virgin. Why do you think he always comes back? Okay, that's probably fucked up. That's probably really fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I went there and that. I mean, most people be like, hey, what about Freddy Krueger? He got laid. He has a daughter. And he keeps coming back. Okay, you got me. You got me. You literally got me. I have no arguments against that. You shut the gate behind me and I couldn't say anything. Because it was just, it's true. I'm in fault. So, the time traveling in this movie is kind of confusing. But in my old review, I did mention that you should watch this movie multiple times. And the thing is, when I was watching this movie again, it refreshed my mind of, yeah, I do remember all of these characters. I do remember what happened. I do actually like the part when they are in detention, to be honest. That is like the core theme of the whole movie, obviously. Detention, obviously. And that's why the movie is called Detention. And the thing is, it takes a while for the movie to literally start with this fucking detention. It literally takes a while for it to happen. Obviously, it builds up to the climax of the detention. You know, because some movies would just be like, boom, or, you know, kind of like in The Breakfast Club. I thought they were going to do what in The Breakfast Club did. Like, boom, you go to school, you're already in detention. And it's like they don't explain why they got into detention. And that's a nice little take. It's basically, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say a prequel to The Breakfast Club. But if The Breakfast Club ever wanted to have a prequel and then fuck up with aliens and Back to the Future and fucking all this type of stuff from the 80s and 90s, they will probably do it. This is it. This is the thing. If you're a 90s kid, you will probably love this movie. And I like this movie. I don't love it, but I like it. Are there problems with this movie? Fucking god tip-toned, yes, it is. Sometimes the acting is all that good. Sometimes the jokes don't hit. I remember when I was younger, it made me laugh. I'm an adult. I'm not laughing. Maybe I'm laughing because of my past, but I'm not laughing. But there are some parts that I get a little of a chuckle of. So, I mean, there is a guy in this movie that is actually a fly.
I'm sorry.
Get off!
I'm trying.
What is that?
Get off the bed. You saw nothing. Nothing. Shut up. Oh, yeah? Oh. What the hell do you think?
Yeah. And they go to back. The thing is with this movie, they don't explain a lot, but when it gets to the end, they explain everything. Like, you'd be like, oh, they're not going to explain this, but they do. So can you really complain of this movie not being complete? I mean, every story needs to feel complete. And does this feel complete? Yes, but to me, the ending, I was just like, yeah, it's just high school. What happens to the ward? What happens to everything else? What happens to you? What happens to, I don't know, your friend that you want to be with? You know? And the thing is what's cool, because in the beginning of the movie, this character, her feet is fucked up. And then at the end of the movie, her feet is fucked up again. And that kind of reminds me of this whole little thing saying that this movie did a time loop thing. Like, at the end, it's like, oh, it's just high school. And then, we started all over again. Because it kind of makes sense. Because if the main villain is still alive, then he will have the power to go back in time and do it. Or if he knew he was going to die, he would go back in time multiple times for him to keep doing what he has to do just to get laid. Even though he's probably done it so many goddamn times because it has happened before. Like, it actually, in this movie, actually shows that what events that happened in this movie has happened before. That's pretty impressive. That, I mean, I'm not saying other movies have done that. Of course they have. And that's awesome. I love when movies do that. That's why I really like this movie. They really do a good job doing it, in my opinion. The only thing is that I have a major gripe of is just, it doesn't hold you and it doesn't engage you as much as you want it to. Like, it sounds interesting and you wanna, the thing is, it just sounds interesting, so you're there to listen to more and more and more. But the more you listen to it, the more you be like, I'm not getting the information. I'm hearing the information, but I'm not getting the core, the crisp, the layer of it, you know? I'm not getting the sweet layers of it, you know? I'm just getting the little doses, the little drug addicts of it, you know? I'm basically getting those. I'm not getting the full drug habit of it, you know? I'm just getting minor nitpicks, technically. So, that's how I feel about this movie. This movie is actually really fun. Again, will I give it a D? Yeah, I'll still give it a D-. What is this movie? Is it still entertaining? Yes. I watch this movie. Yes, I've said that. Well, I gave a D to Pixar's and I said, what is this? There could be multiple reasons why I gave it a D. Either, oh, this movie is like, what is this that you should not watch? Or what is this that you should watch? So, this is basically that. It's what is this that you should watch it. And if you hate it, that's fine. If you couldn't get sucked into the characters, I won't blame you. If you don't get sucked to the world, I actually don't blame you either. But the thing is, I kind of got sucked into the world. Mainly because it was so fast and impact. It didn't pull any punches. It was just so fast and fast paced that you kind of knew what was going to happen. But at the same time, at the same time you felt like you were like, where is this going? And that's kind of good in my opinion. Like, you don't know what the story is actually going, so you keep watching. And again, with the whole information thing, it's like, yeah, you're telling me this information, but you're not telling me the crisp of it, the core of the information. And that's the thing, we don't know the core of the information. Meaning that why are these characters chosen to be the time travelers? That's what I'm going to call them, because they don't mention the time travelers or anything like that, but that's what I'm going to call them, because this chick right here, main character, there's a poster that shows her trying to, you know, fix the bear, even though it looks like she's jacking off the bear, she's not.
Found it. On.
That girl's going down that bear.
On.
Yeah, that's what's familiar.
It's a safety thing, obviously. But, I mean, because the bear's a time machine. Yeah, there's a scene that shows a bear in a planet and goes inside a UFO, and he also has antennas. To be honest, a bear alien doesn't sound too far-fetched. I would actually believe that more than aliens from big heads from outer space, for some reason. I don't know why I would believe that more. Huh. Not to say I don't believe in big green aliens and all that. No, I believe in those stuff, obviously, but for some reason I would believe more of a bear alien with tentacles, I mean, antlers coming out of his fucking head. Why would I believe that more? I mean, it looks like, the bear looks like the beast from 1,000 Fathoms. Really, I mean, well, probably not that. But still. But I kind of like, I do like how the bear is. Literally, the bear is the mascot of the school. And it's just, I mean, I like the bear's backstory. And I do like how it is consistent through the whole movie. Like, you'd be like, why are they even fixing this bear? And then you find out there's something in the bear, and you'd be like, oh, is that going to be play a part in the movie? That's the thing. So some of the parts in this movie that you'd be like, does that play a part in it? No? Okay. Does that play a part of it? Oh, okay, awesome. Okay, I'm glad it played a part of it. There's some things that don't play part of it that you'd just be like, eh. And again, I also had a problem with this too with Final Fantasy 1. If you're gonna fuck up the timeline like that, there's no way you can live forever. And the same thing with this. This kid that does this cannot live forever. He dies. And if it does start the whole thing over again, he's just gonna die again. So that's how I took it in this movie. Like, yes, this thing has happened before, and it's happening again and again and again. These characters are in a time loop, I feel. And it's kind of like almost like Scott Pilgrim, the way it ended. Hey, continuing 5, 4, 3, and all you have to do is put a quarter in, and then it restarts the movie again. I don't know. I love stuff like that. I don't know why. I always love when movies do that. It feels like either they would do it with a video game movie or like a time travel movie. Like, hey, it's a time travel movie, so from the beginning is actually the end, you know, or it's gonna come full circle, kind of like in Donnie Darko. It's just, but the thing is with Donnie Darko, there's one spacecraft left. So how did that became to his room if the Donnie Darko died? I'm sorry, I don't want to get to Donnie Darko, because if I talked about that, that's just another part of Final Fantasy that got me confused with that too. I love time traveling, but that shit is confusing as fuck, and, you know, in Doctor Strange, it's like, it doesn't have to be. A lot of things don't have to make sense. Like this movie. This movie doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's entertaining, and other times it's like, what? It's still pretty fun, though. I highly recommend it. And if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to love it. You don't have to hate it. Just, it's not the worst movie. It's not Cat in the fucking Hat. It's not Pixels. It's not, I was going to say The Room, but if The Room, I will actually give this an A. Because The Room is actually so bad, it's actually good. Okay, maybe not an A, because that's like saying that it's the best movie of all time. But whatever. This is TheSkullKlown signing off. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't watched this movie, check it out. You might like it if you're a 90s kid. If not, if you're an 80s kid, you might like this, or you probably will find more problems with it than the 90s kids do. Because remember, 90s kids grew up with Good Burger. Just let me sink that in for you. We grew up with Good Burger. Let me sink that in. Please comment and subscribe.
This is TheSkullKlown signing off. Have a nice day.